Yo, winning shot family. What's going on, man? It's your boy Herbie J. John, I got Hundo, I got Collin with me. Man, we're back for another episode. I feel like it's been a minute since we've been on the pod. I don't know. I know it's just been a week, but I feel like it's been a little minute. Me and Hundo didn't get in our last episode of Unrivaled. We got to lock in. We apologize. We'll catch up this week here, guaranteed. No excuses about that. But man, fellas, how y'all doing? How's everything going? We are at the end of this month, this Black History Month. This is the last week. And this month is crazy to think about. It's only 28 days. But fellas, how y'all doing on this last week of February?
Man, I'm good, bro. Got some time to just adjust to the new year, bro.
Yeah,
January was a hectic month for me, so it seems like everything is cooling down. So work is good, life is good, man. So excited to get on this pod today, man.
love it. Hundo.
Everything going good with me. Black History Month been good. Um, Work been good. So just ready to talk about these sports now. That's good.
For sure, for sure,
How
for
about
sure.
you?
Man, everything's going well, fellas. Another weekend, brothers. Came. I didn't do too much this week. I really just had the opportunity to chill. I took a nap. I was slumped for real. I went to church. You know what I'm saying? Gay got his due yesterday. Just chilled out, man. Didn't do too much. So excited for this week here. I know it's the last week of Black History Month, so getting all the Black history that I can. In this last week here. Got some very important things happening this week. So we're just trying to push it through, man. Get ready to end this month off very well, very well. But man, that's a good opportunity because also happening this week is the NFL Combine. That's perfect. Perfect little segue right there. We got the NFL Combine starting up this week. The fellas will be on field for drills starting on Thursday, I believe, with the linemen. D-line and linebackers, I'm pretty sure, start off this year on Thursday, and then they move over to DBs on Friday. We got offense starting on throughout the weekend. So Saturday, we got quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs, and then Sunday we'll end off with the offensive linemen. And of course, we'll continue to have coverage and guys doing off-field drills as well throughout that time. But the big thing was this, man. We got some big prospects, big time first round prospects who are going to be participating, and some of which are also not going to be participating. So above the non-participant list is potential first overall pick Abdul Carter from Penn State. We got also another first round hopeful, and not even really hopeful, the potential top 5 pick in Shador Sanders. He said he's also not going to be participating in the NFL Combine on-field drills. He will be saving those for his pro day. They were some of the biggest names I know that will not be performing on field. I know off field, or like I said, off field work, a lot of guys are going straight to pro day. Travis Hunter, who will be performing as a top potential pick, he will be performing at the pro day. So kind of just give me y'all thoughts, man, on some of the top prospects saying that they're not going to do really on-field drills. I know Cam Ward has said he hasn't really decided what he's going to do throwing drills. He, of course, is going to meet with teams while he's at the pro day and in Indianapolis, but he doesn't know if he's going to compete on on-field drills. Talk to me about the pro day experience and the excitement that fans get, as well as leadership for these potential teams get by seeing these top talents perform in front of all 32 teams, and then talk about the turnaround of the top prospects not performing, and does that play a part into their draft stock? Do y'all feel like that should be a thing? Like, give me your thoughts on just the whole raw thing, with as we've seen it more and more this year than ever before, with people saying that they're not going to perform.
Yeah, I think, bro, it don't matter anymore. Like it used to matter. But I feel like for a lot of the top prospects, the only thing it can really do is hurt you. Like if you have a bad combine. So I think that everybody wants to get back to throwing with, like, especially if you're a quarterback, throwing to your teammates, people that you're comfortable with, and not looking ugly. Because it's not even just about like impressing the scouts, but it's also building your brand. Because as soon as somebody makes a bad throw, you miss a couple, you're gonna be all over Twitter, and then that's gonna kind of like build decrease your brand in a sense. So I feel like a lot of the combine activities are for those middle first round pick, and especially your diamonds in the rough, like your second day on. But for the top picks, you kind of solidify it. I think a lot of these guys know that you go in there to talk to the people you're going to probably get drafted by, and you're just chilling because you don't want to get hurt or you don't want to look bad. So I mean, I can't even blame these guys this year because this kind of been happening for years to come. I mean, years in the past. So it was kind of just only exacerbated just because people got money in their pockets and it's not that big of a deal anymore.
What do y'all think really like sparked the change to like in the shift of not wanting to participate in the combine versus participating,
Man, I
especially
honestly don't know. To keep it a band with you, I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I wonder, like, what would have caused that? Because I feel like someone like a Shador, who is, in constant conversation of, yeah, being a top five pick. However, he's also not talked about as being the top quarterback in this potential draft class. So you would think, like, you would want to be the number one guy, especially as much as him and Cam Ward are like, competing against each other. It's not it's a healthy competition, not like necessarily a bitter,
Mhm.
competition. So you would think that, hey, I want to go out here and show these scouts and show the ones that are here because all 32 clubs are at the combine. You know what I'm saying? So you want to show your best in front of everybody, and it's not guaranteed that all 32 are going to come up to Boulder to come to pro day. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could look at it in a couple different ways. Like you said, a lot of guys used to do both. You know what I'm saying? Just go to my pro day, and if I messed up on the drill, if I had a bad 40, I can rebound from my pro day. So now it's you really giving yourself one opportunity to showcase everything. You know what I'm saying? I know that Shador talked about a big reason that he decided to not participate in the combines because he felt that there were some guys who didn't get the opportunity or didn't get the invite, some of his teammates, that he wanted to also showcase at his pro day. And I'm like, that's cool, but you still could did that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that necessarily wasn't the most valid reason. So I don't know if I have a good reasoning because I saw videos and I was like, dang, like Saquon participated in Pro Bowl and not Pro Bowl, the pro combine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was projected as a top 2 pick in the draft. He did get drafted pretty high. So it's like you had those guys, and during that time, that no matter what their positioning was, I think the NIL played a big part into this. I think that a lot of these guys, especially as the top guys, are coming out of college already with a bag. So Shador, yeah, I mean, an extra pick may give me another $4 or $5 million, but I made that in NIL last year, so I can really, you know what I'm saying? I can make that excuse of I don't have to do it because I've already made that amount of bread. You feel what I'm saying? So I think the NIL played a big part into it. You asked, kind of what may have sparked that. I think NIL played a part, and I think also COVID played a big part as well because I think that was another time that we saw a lot of guys not at the Pro Bowl, keep saying Pro Bowl, at the NFL Combine because they had kind of solidified what they had done. And a lot of guys got drafted off the talent from their previous year's tape. Because a lot of those guys, if you remember, didn't even play in like the year after COVID. And so they wound up having to like go like Jamar Chase. He didn't wind up, I'm pretty sure he sat out that next year after LSU won a championship during COVID. So he got drafted top 5 off his tape from the year before. So I think when you have that kind of talent, those kind of guys, it's like I don't necessarily need it. But like Collin mentioned earlier, you got the guys who are like at the Senior Bowl who are like struggling or just trying to get their name out there. They gonna take every opportunity that they can get. So,
But it's interesting you said it, John, because I got a question for y'all boys. Like, I remember with like when I was like growing up, like the combine, we were watching that at school. Like, you wanted to see who ran the fastest, who had the
yep.
best drill. But like, do you feel like it's turning into the Pro Bowl, like the All-Star game, like where it's like it doesn't even have the aura anymore? Like, I didn't even know when the combine was, and I feel like for a lot of players, it's more so like with social media and stuff. I'd rather look at somebody's pro day rather than going to the combine because it's not that grand anymore in terms of an event.
Yeah, like I mentioned a minute ago, I think it's for top picks. You have that luxury. Like Abdul Carter from Penn State, he know he going even if he don't go 1, he going top 5. You know what I'm saying? Shador, he know he going top 5. Cam Ward, he know he going top 5. Like Genty, know he going to first round. You know what I'm saying? So you got these guys who like you gonna go in at a certain spot. So it's like I honestly have to put in as much work, or do I need to do at the combine anymore because I know where I'm going. Versus someone like I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody right now. So I'll give you. I think
Like
they invited who?
Scatterbo from Iowa
Jalen
State.
Milrow.
Yeah, Jalen Milrow, Scatterbo. You got guys like that who aren't first round hopefuls at all. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I need to go out here and show that I could potentially be a first round guy. I think a lot of quarterbacks last year played themselves, or not played themselves, uh, played themselves and went to the combine and Senior Bowls and played themselves into first round picks. I think Bo Nix was one of those guys. I don't think that he was a first round pick coming into last year's draft. I know a lot of people talked about him, but maybe it's just a me thing. I definitely didn't think he was a first round talent coming into this last year's draft class. That he wasn't the only one. There's a lot of quarterbacks. I was like, JJ McCarthy. I didn't think he was a first round quarterback. These guys are getting drafted top 10, top 15 overall. And I'm like, wow, word on my board. But I think the pro days helped them. I think the combine helped them. I think CM days helped them. So I think those kind of guys, those kind of names, you have to kind of go into it. Versus Caleb Williams, who knew he was going to one since before he played in that his senior year at USC. You know what I'm saying? So like, it didn't really matter what he really did and who he worked out for, because he just needed to work out for the Bears. That's who had the first pick. So it was kind of just like, well, it is what it is. So I think we've come into this age now, like I said, with NIL, these guys have made their name and are making money off of it, and they know their worth going into that draft. Versus before NIL, it was like, I know my worth, but I want to solidify it.
Yeah. Low key though, I think like this could play into Travis's like advantage, because I don't think Travis is gonna slide past 5, but like Travis is gonna be the star of the show because nobody is performing. Everybody's gonna want to see Travis. So I think Travis in his mind, he still sees himself as number one on the board. So like everybody talking about Abdul, everybody talking about Cam Ward, everybody talking about Shador, but I think this week is about Travis. Like once people see Travis and him perform, everybody's kind of gonna tune out of the combine. So I think he's gonna be the winner this week.
I agree, bro. I think, especially if he go in there and run like a fast 40, I think Deion gonna tell him to sit down and not participate in nothing else. Because same thing Deion did. When Deion was drafted, he went to the combine, ran like a 4.2, and he didn't do nothing else. So if Travis goes in there and runs like a, let's say 4.3. I don't think he's fast as Deion, but let's say he runs a 4.3, or early 4. You have to run like a 4.4. Let's say he runs like a 4.4 flat or 4.3. Deion gonna tell him don't do nothing else. He doesn't solidify what else he need to do. Because I think a lot of teams are, like you said, interested in Travis and seeing what he can do on both sides of the ball. So it'll be intriguing. Like I said, if he runs something fast, because I mean the 40 will be the biggest thing before he gets to on-field drills. If he runs something fast there, he gonna shut it down and just save everything else for that. And I think other guys can make that same argument later on, and depending on someone else runs fast, they can say, well, I done ran da 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 da. I don't think anyone. I don't think there are any participants who can best what Xavier Worthy did in that 4.22 last year. I don't think I've seen any of those kind of speedster guys. But listen, you never know. You never know. I'm gonna watch it regardless, because I like to see just the guys who don't have the biggest whatever. Like I remember watching and seeing Cooper Kupp when he came out of Eastern Washington. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching his wide receiver drills. And I remember Steve Smith saying, like, I really like this guy's tape. I like the way he runs his routes, da 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 da. And me not necessarily knowing who he was at that time, but after watching his film, I was like, oh, he's a good guy. So I mean, you've had those guys, and you could also see the guys who's like, they're gonna be sorry. I remember the Ravens drafted Matt Elam, and I hated his combine. I was like, who is this guy? So like, yeah, it's you can really, for me as a fan of football, be able to see like, okay, yeah, he might be one of the ones. Versus, I know it's also people had this whole stigma, because you also think about this too, y'all boys behind the combine. People like they wear t-shirts and shorts. Like anybody can be good doing that. Like let me see what the tape talking about. So I think that's also plays, I think, another part into this overall stigma of the combine now. Because like, I mean, what are you really showing us? Anybody can run fast in shorts, but what can you really do when the pass come on? So.
Yeah. Low key, I think they might need to like switch it up, like some of the drills and stuff, because I think like some of the stuff that we value doesn't mean anything. Because I mean, like even with Juwan Taylor, like Juwan Taylor had a good pro day, and like I think he led the draft in like bench press, and we see that did not translate to Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis on Sunday, and I think like catching dudes off guards, because like with a lot of these workouts and like the day, like the videos you see with them doing the um like combine prep, they've already got the all of the drills you know at their workouts, so they're able to perfect it. But I feel like if you can catch people off guard, then like you kind of see who's the diamonds in the rough. So I don't know, and I think it kind of just builds more like, oh man, what's next? Like you don't know what people are gonna do after the 40. People are gonna be like, if you're the wide receivers, you're gonna do that. Face one way, face the other way, then run through the tunnel, and then have to balls and then run. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but like I want to see how people think on the fly. We won't get to see that enough. So
That's true.
I wonder what drills they could possibly like change to like switch things up though. Like what will be those alternatives to, switch it up from what they normally do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure either, brother. I don't know. Like I said, they haven't changed the combo drills in over
Right.
2 decades, so I don't think it's gonna change now. Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
I think they'll keep it the same for this time being. Like I said, I want to see, want to see what these young. Honestly, I really haven't been keeping up with these young guys as much. I think us being removed from college, the college scene. I think, of course, as a younger kid, I was definitely more into it because I was watching guys who were older than me. Then we got to college, it was like I was watching guys who we were in school with or seeing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So like that was interesting. So now that we've been out of college, I was just talking to my fiance. I said, man, we graduated from undergrad in 19. And then I got a whole another degree 2 years later. That degree almost 4 years, almost 5 years old. So I'm like, bruh, like I don't know none of these young men coming out of school. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they were talking about, oh, da 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 da. Like I'm like, I don't know who that is. So for me now, watching it as like a fan of my team more for, I feel like I'm my own personal
Yeah.
Raven scout. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching like, he could be good on the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it now. Versus I'm like, oh, that's a young man. He be 21, 22. So he can make something shake. So this will help me because I know we talked about doing some episodes, kind of just doing some personal stuff for our teams. And so when I bring y'all this Ravens mock draft later on, I'll be having my insight from my own scouting at this combine. I promise you, I'm gonna have a little something for y'all, guaranteed. As I know what positions I want to see for us personally, so I'm gonna be watching those specific positions at the combine. Like, yeah, I like him and I like his tape. So yeah, man, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a good time.
Sure.
Whew. But yeah, enough of that. As we move forward, fellas, let's switch over here, switch tracks a little bit. Um, we got the NBA, and the NBA is in a whole other part right now because they've ended this All-Star break, and now we've headed towards the end of the season. Now we have some major developments because there've been some massive injuries, and we'll talk about them. But it's also been some major upgrades from the trades that happened a few weeks ago. So let's talk about a little bit about Wemby going down. He's out for the rest of the season with, I don't remember what the exact injury was.
Blood clot in his shoulder.
Blood clot in the shoulder. So he's out for the rest of the season. They weren't having the best season, but Wemby was hooping. In addition to that, they also lost Pop, I'm pretty sure, for the rest of the season, if I'm not mistaken. So those two huge blows to the Spurs. So that essentially, I feel like, ends their season as a team. But then we have teams like Philly, Embiid out for the rest of the season. It's looking like because he can't get healthy. But then also on the opposite side of that coin, you had the big trades that came about. So AD, I think he's coming back, but he got injured as soon as he got drafted, or it's not drafted, traded to Dallas, and they were on a semi little run before and after. And then we have Jimmy Butler went to Golden State, and he's been hooping for the past 5 games, and he's been there. And of course, we had Luka. That was the biggest trade. Went to LA, and he seems to have found his groove in LA. So, talk to me about how y'all feel that the injuries are going to play a part into those teams. I know, like I said, they weren't having the best seasons, but also talk to me on the flip side about the additions and how that helps LA, how it helps Golden State, and if AD can come back, will it help Dallas as they push into try to get these playoff pushes late into the season?
Man, I don't even know where to start, honestly. I think, man, prayers up for Wemby, honestly. Like, hopefully that's a situation that can be easily resolved because, stuff like that could, end careers. So hopefully it was just a blood clot because we got to watch out, man, because if De'Aaron Fox starts sitting, then it's more so like I think they might be in tank mode and trying to catch the flag. But, if it isn't like true injury, man, definitely prayers up for him. And they were actually kind of looking good. I thought that they had a chance to sneak into the playoffs potentially, but I think this will give Stephon Castle some good minutes to take over as the second option now that Wemby's gone. Kind of see what that young talent is going to do to know who to keep and who to let go this offseason if you're the Spurs. In terms of the Mavs, man, I mean, I think, AD is going to come back. And we're going to see what it looks like going to the playoffs. I think the only thing is with AD, he has to take over I think Kyrie is a good second option, but I don't know if necessarily he's going to be enough as a first option to take them where they want to go or take them back to the finals like last year. Um, and it's going to be a new kind of look for AD because I think AD was kind of um, worried about being the five, and now there's a plethora of fives. Derry Lively's probably coming back. You got Daniel Gafford, so he'll kind of play in that Maxi Kleber role and then get a chance to operate on the outside while also kind of using his skill set and getting to the rim. But it's going to be interesting to see what the playoffs are going to look like in the West. I know me and Hunter were talking about it last week, but it's going to be some interesting matchups. And I think for a lot of the top teams, the scary thing is they're kind of young, so we kind of see some of the more seasoned vets, like you said, John, like Jimmy Butler, AD, Bron. They're going to be the lower seed, so it might be some interesting first and second round matchups. So we'll see. Luka that definitely went off the other night. I think this is the Luka everybody was expecting, and this quick of a turnaround shows that there was something more with that trade because I don't foresee you looking like that quickly, and the Mavs want to let you go. So we'll get into that later, but I think it's definitely one of those things where I think the Lakers have the right makeup to make a deep run. It's just really going to depend on if they can play on the defensive end. But they've got offense. I mean, even with Reeves coming as a third option now, he's probably one of the best, if not the best, third option right now in the league. So we'll see. We'll see how all of it gels. So we got a couple months until the playoffs pursue. So scary team to watch out for is the Bucks because I think the Bucks with Kyle Kuzma coming off the
Ooh.
bench. Hold on.
He was like, ooh.
Obviously, with Bobby Portis having that 25 game suspension, he'll be coming back at the right time. But I think if they can get Kuzma coming off the bench and with some good minutes, I definitely think that they could potentially come out east. I don't foresee them taking over Boston, but they're definitely better than the Knicks. But I know Hundo's probably not going to talk about that, but I'll pass it to Hundo.
Yeah, I was getting ready to read y'all the stats real quick before Hundo went, man. In the East, you got Cleveland at one, the 1 seed, Boston at the 2 seed, the Knicks at the 3 seed currently, Bucks at the 4 seed, India at the 5, and then Detroit at the 6 seed. And then on the Western side, we got OKC at the 1, 46-10. I ain't know that's that good. Denver at the 2, Memphis at the 3, LA at the 4, Rockets at the 5, and then the Clippers at the 6, barely holding on against Minnesota. So, like I said, and Dallas right there too, and Golden State. So, like I said, that Western Conference is very, very tight right now versus the Eastern Conference, which is a little bit further out with the talent, man. So, like you talked about a minute ago, man, that playoff push is going to be really, really interesting, especially with these guys, these trades, and see if they can make these guys work at the right time. So, Hunter, what you got to say, man? What you thinking?
Like Collin said about Wemby, prayers up to him. Hopefully, he get right.
Yeah.
We've seen the blood clot injury hurt several players the past few seasons. One of the Thompson twins had a blood clot injury. He just came back this season from that. So hopefully he can get right. Hopefully it's nothing too serious that keep him out too long of a time. But he's probably out for the rest of the season, like we already know. Um, but I think their playoff hopes are pretty much done.
Oh, for sure.
They're only 3 games out of 10th, but
Yeah.
I don't see them turning things around. They got a nice little young core of talent, Vasil, Keldon Johnson, Castle. So they got the talent, but I
Missing a
don't
big
think
name.
they'll sneak into the play in.
Yeah.
They might as well, like Colin said, start tanking. I don't think they'll get that low to where they can possibly get flagged, but they could possibly get a lottery pick. They can get
You just got to
they'll
get
have a lottery pick. Yeah. Um, and then I think my biggest thing in the West, me personally, I'm looking at Minnesota. They've been struggling since that cat trade for
Yeah.
Julius Randle. They got to figure some things out, man. I know they right there in the mix of things. They only half a game back from the Clippers in 6, and it's tight in the West, but they got to figure something out, man. Ant Man gotta lead them boys and get them back to where they need to be in the Western Conference, atop the Western Conference, competing for a Western Conference Finals. So I'm gonna be looking at Minnesota very closely these next few weeks and months, leading into the playoffs to see if they can rise up and turn things around because they're right there by 500. Um, and like we talked about, Jimmy Butler going to Golden State, that was a good move. They've been playing good basketball recently. AD got to get healthy in Dallas.
Yeah.
Um, like Collin said, he's gonna be playing the four, which he wanted to do. Um, I honestly think that Kyrie is a good first option. Me personally, um, he's been showing it all season since Luka's been out. Christmas, they've been winning games. So I think adding a 1-2 punch with AD, especially with his defensive presence, that's gonna help them. But like I said, got to stay healthy. And then in the East, Cleveland, Boston, they head and shoulders above everybody else in the East, man. Knicks just got smacked the other day, yesterday, against all the top teams. They always find a way to lose. I think they had a stat that said they were like 0-7 against Cleveland, Boston, and the Thunder this year. I was like, oh man, tragic.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think the East is definitely gonna run through those two teams, and then the West is wide open right now. So we're gonna see.
What's up with what's up with the Knicks? I know. Is it Cat? Like I know they said defensive.
Nah, it's not Cat been hooping for real. But it's really it's really the defense. I think when Mitchell Robinson comes back, it's gonna be different because he can hold it down in the paint. He gonna anchor that defense. Cat gonna go back to playing his normal position. Um, and I think they're gonna figure it out defensively, but they got to get stops. Can't give up 120, 140 points a night and expect to win.
That's true. That's true. Um, yeah, this gonna be an interesting playoff push. Like I said, I mean the trades. I'm realizing now that the trades that happened were mostly really for the West teams. And Jimmy Butler, man, I tell you what, thank you for stop throwing that tantrum. We all appreciate it, and I know Golden State appreciates it as well. Now, it's yet to be seen. For you personally, it worked out because you got 221 million. Now, for your team, the Golden State Warriors, it's yet to be seen if that tantrum and who you are in these games that you've played will work out, and to see if Golden State can make that push. But it's like you said, you fight with Dallas, and you fight with Minnesota. So there's only 6 spots, right, for each conference in the playoffs. So
Top
uh,
six, and then they got to
Six.
play in for 7, 8, 9, and
play
10.
in. Oh, top 10 get in.
Well, it's top
So
six.
the play in tournament is 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10.
Got you. So it's 8 total spots for each conference in the playoffs.
Yep.
Got you. So I mean, they got a chance. They got an opportunity. It's gonna be interesting. Because like I said, if they were to get in, I mean, you facing what, Denver or OKC first round. So it's like, because they don't do buys in the NBA, do they? Like that first round buy? Yeah, I didn't think so. So you playing the top off rip. It don't make a really difference whether you or 8, 9, or 10, or 6 or 7 rather, or 7, 8. Excuse me. You playing 1 or 2 seeds. So it's like you getting in and really play a dog. So it's going, but depending on who's in here, you could get a Dallas or Golden State or a Minnesota matchup. I don't know if Sacramento's going to make anything shake against any of those teams. So it could be a very, very intriguing first round with the teams that could get in off that. Now the East, like you said, the East is cooked. I mean, the top 6 is going to be the top 6, and I don't really see Orlando, Atlanta, Miami, or Chicago doing anything against any of those top 6 teams. So they can go ahead and kiss that part goodbye and get ready to book the flights now to Cancun or Turks or wherever y'all want to go this offseason, because y'all got 21 games and then it's over. So, yeah, man.
So what
It's
do y'all
going to be.
do? What do y'all do this all season if you're Daryl Morey in Philadelphia?
Mm, I think it's time for Embiid to go, bro. Me personally, I mean, they're not winning a championship. We gotta keep it as that. And I know Embiid's been talking about he can do it and this and that, but he can't even play right now. So clearly he can't do it by himself. PG has just never been able to do it, and neither has Maxi. And they definitely can't do it without Embiid. So I mean, I don't think that this trio is going to work out well together. Even if Embiid does come back, I don't think that this trio is going to work out well together. I think that Embiid needs to try something different, bro. I think it's time for him to spread his wings and Go to maybe somewhere he can be used differently, and he doesn't necessarily have to be the guy every time because that is not working. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. That's not everybody's ministry to be the guy. Jimmy tried to be the guy in Miami, and he was really good at it, but he couldn't get it done because he's not LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's not meant to have that role, and that's okay. That's okay. And you've been great your entire career. Listen to me, I'll tell you this. Look at me right in my eyes, sir. You've been great your entire career, Mr. Embiid. But, every now and then we just got to have a grown man conversation. And you're a grown man. You're 7 feet tall. So, I think you understand that. And he's 30 what now? He's got to be 35, 34. He's, mid-30s. Got to be. So, are we valuing his individual statistics, or does he value being a champion? That's what it really comes down to, Mr. Embiid. That's really the end of that. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm not winning a championship in Philly. Haven't done it this far. And everybody else around me is getting better. So it's like, yeah, that's all I got to say about Embiid, man.
He 30, John. He'll be 31 in a couple of weeks, March 6th.
But he's a 30-year-old 7 foot. That's like 35.
And he African, so that nigga birth certificate is 8. And then you got an extra year or so in there.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, they always say the taller you are, them knees go quick. It's like niggas aging in dog years. You can't get away from that junk, bro. Like it's inevitable. That's why he having knee trouble right now. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm too doggone tall. I ain't got too much left in the tank. So for real though, in all honesty, like I genuinely think he needs to go somewhere else. He needs to go and be traded. They're not going to bring in enough help for him to get a championship. PG and Tyrese, I'm sorry, great players, not going to do it with him. Even with him, the East is too strong, and it's clear. So, yeah.
I think if you're Daryl Morey, you gotta hope you don't get fired for one. But if I'm a Philly fan, in all honesty, like I gotta see what they look like healthy. Like they've probably only played that trio together has probably only played like 15 games this season because everybody's been hurt. If everybody can stay healthy, I think they could be a top 3 team in the East. But they gotta stay healthy. If you Embiid, yeah, you gotta figure out what's going on with your knees, with your health. It's always something every year, bro. Like he just can't stay healthy. Like since he was a rookie, like his rookie year, he didn't even play. So
Yeah.
I mean, like going off what John said, like he talked about trading him. It's just like, who's gonna take him? I'm sure somebody will take him for sure, but like, bro, he's injury prone, bro. Like, if I'm a team, I'm not giving up all my assets to get Embiid.
I agree with that fact wholeheartedly, but it's like I said, the opposite side of that coin is what, to keep him, and then know that you're not gonna win. Like,
but like I said, I don't think it's a guarantee that they not gonna win. If they all healthy, bro, this is a good team. They just haven't been healthy all season, bro. None of them have been healthy all season.
But I feel like that's the story, bro. It's like we don't have time to wait on all of them to get healthy because we see
it's only been a season, bro. It ain't even been a full season yet.
Career, bro. Like it's been. I think he's played a whole season, his whole career. It's never.
But I'm talking about with this group. I'm talking about with this group of Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Embiid.
Yeah, but I mean, what happens when the same thing happens next year?
Facts,
bro. Who's to say it's gonna happen next year, bro? That's what I'm saying.
What other team in the East is getting worse?
It's true,
bro. Teams are gonna get worse in the offseason, bro.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know they contract
like, the teams, okay, but I'm thinking right now, like Boston done paid their top guys, so they'll be there. I don't know if Cleveland's cap situation. I'm pretty sure that they've taken care of who they need to take. I think Mitchell's still there. I think you still got Garland, if I'm not mistaken, right? He'll still be there. I mean,
Got
they still
Hunter.
got, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They still got those guys, so they'll be there.
Yeah.
I mean, Milwaukee's not getting no worse. I mean, Giannis still gonna be there.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
All,
Man,
know.
I,
all I'm saying is a healthy 76ers team with them being
Just
healthy,
bounce in the playoffs.
they're a top three. They're a top three team in the East. I don't care what y'all talking about.
Okay,
we
Them being
that's
healthy
fine.
is enough.
That's fine though. But here, okay, let's make this comparison because we love to do this. Does it matter if you get into the playoffs or you trying to win championships? Like that's what we're talking about here. Like
I think they could definitely make it out the East. This team healthy can make it out the East, bro.
man, stop.
This team healthy can make it out the East.
Man, stop. Stop.
I promise you that.
has Embiid made a conference championship yet? The fact we take this long to think about it.
He did with didn't he with the Raptors? Or was that the semifinals? I mean the quarterfinals. When they hit the shot, when Kawhi hit the shot?
Kawhi hit the shot.
I don't think that was conference finals. I don't think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was
Might
right
have been.
before.
No, I think it was because that's why he was crying because I think it was that close to the finals.
Oh.
I mean, I think this is the most valuable Embiid is going to be for the rest of his career, bro. So I would sell high, and I think for the sake of injuries, build around Jared McCain, build around Tyrese Maxey, and just get pieces. Like you can find quality talent, just rebuild, get younger, start over. And Morey likes small ball anyway. So I don't think that he's necessarily like beholden to Embiid. I just don't think that it's worth another year. And PG hurt.
Like I said, for Morey to save his job, he probably gonna have to trade Embiid. He's gonna have to blow it up to save his job, unless he want to get fired. Because if Embiid not gone, Morey definitely about to be gone.
I mean, that's real. I agree. But that's what I'm saying. But the reason that he's gone is because they know Embiid is not going to give him the championship. And it sucks to say it because, like,
I guess you could say
I'm with you, John.
I'm about to say, I mean, come on, Hunter. Like, we just talked about this. Like, he won, what, one MVP?
bruh, his thing is health though. It's not necessarily like
Is that not the biggest thing? like, he's telling that's like, so he just get over tomorrow. Like, that's not how that works.
I mean, bruh, if he can figure out what's wrong with his body, bruh, he can stay healthy the whole season.
That's what's wrong with his body. I told you what's wrong with his body. His knees are telling him to stop hooping.
Word. He be having yearly surgeries.
Like, that's the issue. I'm telling you what the issue is. When he plays, yeah, he's dominant. But I mean, Jokic, they had all these knee injuries.
Facts. And for him to be healthy throughout the season, he's going to have to play less than 82 games. Like, I just don't think it's a good fit for it. And especially with Nick Nurse, because I think where Nick Nurse thrives the most is being under the radar, having under the radar guys like he did with the Raptors. Like, I don't think he functions well with stars because, like, watching them play, it just don't look right. I don't know why. But I think they really need to embrace playing through Maxey instead of Embiid, and I think their offense will be more fluid. Kind of that same Fred VanVleet model he had with Toronto, because what they got now, man, it just looks clunky. I don't think it's good basketball.
Yeah.
Well, they still getting beat without Embiid, so
I mean,
they better figure something.
My thing is this, Hunter, and that's fine. I know you were like, your thing is like, get them healthy and they can make something shake. But the issue is this. A healthy Embiid still has not made the NBA Finals. That's the issue. That's the issue at hand right now. So that's why Buddy Job is on the line. Because it's like, okay, cool.
James Harden.
So we give everybody else an excuse. Like, besides, I mean, like, was Embiid not on this team? Like, I'm confused.
Hey man.
Like, we got to start moving the goalposts for certain players now. Because if it's anybody else, we wouldn't do it. So it's like, just the same way you build Lamar head. Like, Embiid, you're the team, Embiid. You're supposed to be the reason that if we do it to the ship, it's supposed to be because of you. So, like,
hey, they got a big three, and none of the big three can stay healthy. It don't all fall on Embiid. That's all I'm saying. They got a big three. We got to see what it look like. That's my thing.
What do you call
We got to
himself?
see what it look like, bro.
What's his nickname?
Huh?
What do he call himself? What Embiid call himself? What's his nickname? Embiid.
What is his
Nigga, I don't
nickname? Process?
Yeah, what do you call himself? The process, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
You tell us so you guess. You don't know what his nickname?
Call him Joel Embiid.
I could swear he called himself like the process or something like that.
Oh, that nigga Joel.
That's what I call him too. That's what I call him too. I just wanted to see what his nickname was. I feel like it was like the process or something like that. And I'm like, brother, you ain't been
Can't
making
stay
it.
healthy.
Yeah. What kind of process you got going on? You can't stay healthy. I'm confused. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's like I said, I think it's time for something different, bro. Like I said, even with and this is my personal opinion, and if y'all think I'm wrong in the comments, let me know. With a healthy Embiid, I do not have faith in Philly to win anything. I don't. Even with PG, even with Maxey. Because this is my thing, bro. Like he's had quote unquote other help before. Like I said, he just had James. He had a young
He had this much. A healthy PG and a healthy Maxey, he ain't never had this much help.
So how long has Maxey been on the 76ers? How many years?
What, 4 years? But you got to think though, every year was something. It was either Embiid was hurt, they brought Harden in.
So that's what I'm saying. If all these things, what's the catalyst? What's the common denominator here? Huh? If you can hear. Like, it's Embiid. Embiid is the problem.
Hey, man.
That's all I'm saying.
My thing is, if you do trade him, what you getting for him?
I mean, they're going to try to get everything for him. They're going to try to get everything for him. I don't know who's trading it. I mean, like I said, they're not getting a Luka trade. But, I mean, they're going to try to get everything for him because they value him highly. But they don't value him highly in regards to them winning a championship because he can't stay healthy. That's my thing. If they value him highly in regards to them winning a championship, they wouldn't be trying to trade him. He wouldn't be in any kind of trade rumors. That's not how they value him though, because they know he's not doing it, and it's unfortunate. Well, I don't believe that Philly's front office thinks that Embiid's gonna win the championship anymore. They may have once had that thought, but at this current moment in time in 2025, going into this next season, I don't think they have that same belief in Joel Embiid anymore. You heard it here first.
You tank this year, sit Embiid down, man. There's gonna be teams that trade young pieces and picks for Embiid. You'll get a haul.
For sure. I definitely think he's very tradable. I just don't think his fits in Philly anymore. They time to hang it up in that city. That's all I'm saying. If he wins, he won't win there. That's what I'm telling you. If he wins the ship, it won't be in Philly. That's what I'm telling you.
He basically Carson Wentz, honestly.
Yeah. I can see something like that. Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, the offseason is gonna be interesting for a lot of guys, and because his season's over, we can talk about him being right now. Because it doesn't really matter what else. He's not playing for the rest of the season. So it's like, where are you gonna spend the rest of your career? Or at least the next year, at bare minimum. So I don't know. Of course they're gonna want a big to replace him. So it's like, who has a big that they could trade? And do they think they could draft a big who? Obviously, I don't think they could draft a big that can come and replace him. I mean, it's Embiid. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm disrespecting Embiid, but once again, I just don't think that.
I hope they get that number 1 pick.
Yeah, that's the only option.
Pick.
That's the only option. But you got to tank for that. Rest of the season, take L's and hope you get the talent lottery system. So it's gonna be quite interesting, man. It's gonna be very quite
down there. They what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They're close.
6 worst record.
That's true. That's true. Oh my gosh, I knew that was that bad.
They don't gotta lose too many more games. It's the lottery now. It's not the NFL.
That's true.
1 through whatever it is based off record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I'd be with them.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Minnesota just won in overtime, so they just put themselves a little bit higher up against OKC, actually. So helps them out for sure. But big quality win for them. Um, yeah, man, it's gonna be really interesting. It's gonna be really interesting. Let me ask y'all this: do y'all think that Charlotte, because I live in Charlotte, do y'all think that Charlotte, and the Hornets, man, could ever like be a good franchise again? And I guess I should
How
have said
how
good.
how,
Define
how
good,
soon
like
you talking?
Huh?
define good, like a contender or like formidable opponent.
Could they make the playoffs as like
Oh
a
yeah,
as like a not a play-in team, as like someone like a 6 and up seed?
Yeah,
they
man, I
could.
think they got pieces. I think the biggest thing is like Lamelo. Lamelo has just been injured. I think
Yeah.
if Lamelo played a little bit more games, they would have definitely made a playoff push. But you got to make some tough decisions because Lamelo's about to get expensive. Do you trade him? Do you get like a Luka type haul and rebuild him around Miller? And I guess you got Mark Williams and some other pieces. But I think really like Charlotte's like downfall is like before Lamelo, they just kind of missed on a lot of draft picks. Like I remember when they had like Dwayne Bacon and whatnot.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, so I just really feel like it's just on Lamelo at this point. So
Yeah.
I don't know. If they can get a haul for Lamelo, I think it definitely could be right there. So
I
Hey,
want to
shout
say,
out to Dwayne Bacon, man. He was nice at Florida State.
yeah, at Florida
But
State.
bro, I say, bro, like what? What year was that?
but nah, I definitely think they could be like a top 16. Like Colin said, LaMelo got to either stay on the court or they got to trade him. Um, they got Brandon Miller, they got Miles Bridges, Mark Williams. They've been recently been making some decent trades, some interesting trades.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the past few couple of seasons. Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see what direction they try to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, whether they try to build through the draft or whether they try to build through free agency or they try to build through trades. Um, so we gonna see. Um, but yeah, if they do decide to trade Lamelo, you gotta hit a home run with that one. Because he's a great young talent when he's on the court. Definitely all-star level type player. Probably could have made the all-star game this year. Um, so we'll see. We'll see.
That's a bet. That's a bet, man. Yeah, man. That's all I got. Go ahead. What you asking me?
14-41. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I want to think it'd be in
Wait,
contention
wait.
for the first pick.
What you say, Colin?
So they 14-41. Like the
Oh
Hornets get triggered.
yeah, yeah.
Could they be in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes?
Hey, if I was Cooper Flag or his agent, I'd tell him I'm not going to Charlotte.
Not for real.
Who else would you want to go to though? Like, and who, like, out of the top 5 teams?
Not going to Washington.
Right. I know you're not trying to go there neither, right?
New Orleans not terrible. New Orleans not terrible.
Yeah,
Him and
but
Zion and
Zion,
CJ.
I think Zion about to be gone.
We'll see.
Mm, I mean,
Utah, good on it. Toronto would be crazy. Cooper Flag, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes. That would be tough. Or Philly, if Philly slip up.
low key, like I know, I know they probably won't get it, but like San Antonio would be crazy too because you
It
move
would be
Wemby
crazy.
to the 5. Oh my gosh, Castle, Flag, De'Aaron, and Wemby.
That'd be a crazy lineup for sure. For sure.
Crazy. So I don't know. And so that's the thing. I'm looking at his mock draft right now, and they got Charlotte getting BJ from Baylor. Like he's a dog, but I don't know if him and Lamelo can coexist on the floor. So I don't know. He's going. BJ is definitely going to have to move over to the 2. But
Hey, hey, where they got Janai Broom going? That man tough.
I think Charlotte definitely got a top 3 pick. Why you looking that up? They're definitely in contention for a top 3 pick.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Yeah.
That's just the thing about the NBA though. Like I said, it's like the lottery, bro. Like
Yeah.
They literally got lottery balls that's gonna determine your fate of what draft pick
Yeah.
you can get, bro.
I
Like,
hate that. I hate that.
yeah,
I
I
really,
low key hate
I
it
hate
too,
that
bro.
just so much. It's like, bro, literally, like the little spinning thing can really just mess me up, but I can go from 1 to 2. Oh man.
Nasty word.
Well, at the beginning of the season, they had 48 to the Celtics, but I'm pretty sure that's going to change.
48.
Yeah, but that was at the beginning of this season. So,
Sheesh.
He is older too, right?
but a lot of these dudes are international though. So in this updated mock, they got him going 24 to the Rockets. So
Man, that junk is always crazy seeing that because like he's clearly like probably the best player in college basketball, and they got
don't
him
matter.
going 24, bro. Like,
The
dog.
problem is he's a senior.
It is. I get it too. Like, they draft a lot off potential when he is older. Like, this probably gonna be. He probably can improve a little bit, but like, it's probably the best he gonna get in all honesty. But still playing at a high level, man. You got to reward that, man. He ain't that old. Still
Yeah,
young.
How old is he?
I think it's 20, 24.
24.
Nah, I think he's 22, bro.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
like
20.
he's 24 in the league. It's like you're getting up there, bud.
22, but you got to think some people coming in like Flag probably what 18.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
So
24 is like.
that's a whole 4 years. So
More than
But
that.
like I heard y'all talking about the lottery, like, but I mean, like you think about the NFL, like these dudes should not be getting awarded for sucking so bad. Pause. But like the Giants, like if it was a lot, if it was actually a lottery like the NBA,
that's a super pause.
Oh man.
but like dudes wouldn't like necessarily want to tank as bad because I mean it's not guaranteed.
I don't know, man. I think the sorry teams need to be rewarded with higher draft picks, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Especially like you look at like the NBA, like you got a whole bunch of like smaller market teams, like they're not gonna be able to build their team through free agency because nobody's gonna want to go there.
Sure.
Like you got to build through the draft, so like they got to get rid of that lottery, bro.
They do.
No team is bad, bro. You should get the top pick, bro.
Yeah, I agree with that because I think back on like the teams who've been super sorry recently, like Washington. If Jaden Danielson went to Washington, like it had to turn around, like they were super sorry. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with the sorry teams being able like to get like a good player who could potentially change their franchise around, and you got to think it's harder in the NFL to change the franchise around than the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they definitely should have the non-lottery system intact because, like, bruh, we need somebody. We don't need like a pick or like a lottery who somebody could mess up if I get the second pick and this dude I could not see him as a franchise changer. Just gotta pick him off the strength. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And we've seen that several times in the NBA, bro,
yes,
where like somebody end up getting the third pick,
yep,
and the top two guys are clearly better than whoever about to be the third pick is. And it's
yep,
just like, oh, now we just stuck with this young, bro.
pretty much.
But I
Picking
mean,
up,
that's like you got to change the whole system because like even with Philly, their pick is only protected, so it's like it has to be in the top six. If it's not in the top six, they fall all the way out. So it's like so they got to change even the way they trade and some like they structure the trades because a lot of
that's
it is
true.
contingent on where you fall in, like where the ball falls.
Right.
That's true. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation for real. So yeah, man. I got anything else we
Boys
want to
getting
add
paid
on?
millions, man. They better figure something out. Stay on the court, find a way to get some buckets, play some defense, do
Yeah,
something, bro.
that's true.
Be better.
That's real.
That's true.
Some of these dudes I don't even know, man.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like Israel, Germany, France.
Oh, I thought those were names. I said, so, hey, I know your mama named you that? That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, you better look at them FIBA stats, man. Look at them Euro League numbers, man. Get familiar with them boys. Hey,
That's
France France, man, they done had several top picks the last few years, bro.
Nah, facts. That's what I'm saying, and that's we had this conversation before. We got to have it again. We got to bring real hoops back to the U.S. of A. We used to have the best players in the world, Craig. But now, you know, everybody else seems to be breeding these super athletes, and we just can't seem to catch up. I don't get it. LeBron gonna retire soon. Like, we got to figure something out. Or the best players in the NBA really not gonna be from America.
Cooper flag on the way, man.
Like I said, that's a whole other conversation. We're gonna have to have that conversation for real. We gotta get back to that. We're gonna have that in the later pod. We're gonna bring that back. That might be something we got to bring a smaller episode because I got some thoughts on that. I got some thoughts on that, John.
That's real, bro. Like we gotta be patriotic, man. I'm tired of the global nature. God bless the USA. Like, damn. All this like expansion, bro. Like, there's great talent here, but the NBA and the NFL don't even care. It's like it means something to like people coming from America. Like, we just want to make more money, and it's just diluting the game. I'm sorry.
Like, it really is. It really we got to have a different pod for this. Let's end it off before we get into back. We'll get into a rabbit hole. I'm already knowing. Oh man, y'all folks got anything else, man? Y'all want to talk about tonight, man?
Hey, March Madness coming up, man. Stay tuned.
Sir.
Women's basketball, men's basketball.
Preview's coming up
on both sides, man.
Previews coming up, and Hundo is going to lead the episode specifically because he loves tournament time. He done made me a lot of money at the beginning of that tournament time, and I hope he does so again this year because I need it. This wedding is not cheap. But yeah, man, let me tell y'all right now, we appreciate y'all tapping into the Winning Shot Pod. We appreciate all the love, the support, the criticism. We need it all. We want to be great, man. Continue to subscribe, continue to like, continue to share, continue to repost, continue to talk to your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your auntie, your dog, your cat, the fish. Tell everybody, man. Please. We want everybody to listen, tap into the pod, and give us what you got. You feel me? Like I said, we love sports. You know what I'm saying? We just want to continue to put out good content for y'all. And we look forward to doing that. Like I said, we're going to continue to be 100 back this week, talk about Unrivaled, W, and some great women's college matchups as well. So like Hundo says, tournament time, playoffs getting here for the NBA, conference championships getting here. It's time to get active. It's time to handle business. So y'all stay tapped in with us. I promise you, we're gonna have the latest and the greatest each and every week here at the Winning Shot Pod with Hundo, Collin, and Herbie J. We appreciate y'all. Peace.